Start recording. Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Welcome to the Market Watch Group Weekly Market Wrap. My name is Scott. I will be your host. As always, remember that this is for education illustrative purposes only. We are not brokers or advisors. We don't give recommendations to buy or sell any security or financial product. We give alerts that are learning opportunities. Sometimes those alerts work well. Sometimes they stop you out. We've seen both recently. Oh, Kevin, good to see you. Glad you could make it. Today's market. We know what, we know why. We've got some concerns. This is going to disrupt a lot of what we kind of thought we might build on for this week. From a market posture standpoint, right? That's the problem with this. Miguel, again, he's like, you got to quit saying it, but it was such a good comment about the FOMO, because we all feel it, where it's like, wait, this thing's moving, and then you got to remind yourself, we're a 0.25. And something like today can come at any time on a 0.25. We're not like, what? Where did this come from? I had no idea. Where did these sellers come from? This is my shocked voice. That's the biggest improvement. I love it, man. I love it. Okay. Let's revisit it. Let's look at the market today. Let's revisit the posture. Let's look at our mindset for trades. We've already started talking about that to some extent, what to look for next week. Trading plan progress, yada, yada. Let's go. We're not at the lows, but we're pretty low. I mean, we're not above 2% to the downside. Additionally, what I want you to notice, we did take out. So here's the thing. On Monday, we took out this prior high, and I'm like, cha-ching, I'm going to give you 1/4 of a point, you beautiful buyers. But now, on Friday, unless this thing rallies and closes there, it looks like we're going to close below, which means what? Which means these are going to cancel each other out. We're not going to get anything. Remember what we said is necessary for this. Let's say we draw this right through there. We're still okay. Like, if it were to stabilize and then start to turn from here, I would still be more bullish, I would imagine. But I got to tell you, with what we had today, I'm definitely thinking there's a very good chance we test 550 again. What's the good part about today as you think about it from a market posture standpoint? My long term, here we are, still sitting above that red line. That's not going to change. Short term, up 1/4, down 1/4, not going to change. What about today has us feeling some measure of optimism? Anybody want to take a stab at what it is that I'm referencing in that regard? Anybody? The news finally lines up with the sentiment, Miguel says. Fair. That's fair. I mean, that is funny, right? That's the problem sometimes is you're like, man, I feel like I'm reading the market well, but it just keeps on popping a little higher. Not quite a gap, but it did gap a little bit here. It was connected somewhat by the shadow, but we were close. We were close to a little island reversal there. I'm going to give a hint. It starts with a V and it ends with an volume. Anybody? It's a good hint, right? Yeah, the volume. It's a big. Well, that's the thing. Kevin's like, hey, what about that long candle? That's a big ass candle. That is a big ass candle. Typically, what would we expect to see with a big candle like that? Volume. Both of these two had volume. This guy had volume. This guy had some volume. Usually when we see big ones, we see volume. Now, what have we talked about? We've talked about the fact that we've oriented our volume in a way that we recognize the average is now 70, whereas a month ago it was 45. But okay, even still, right? Even still, we're not even, well, we'll get to 45. So the volume we're going to get today, I would say, is going to be probably around, let's see, what do we have? 45 minutes left. I'll bet we get to 60 million. 60 million. But that's still below average. Now, 60 million over here would be above average. So we can't just discount it. Not enough to speculate the downtrend may continue. No, I definitely think we got to expect, as of right now, my expectation is we're going to retest this low. If tomorrow we have not tomorrow, Monday, an inside day, and then all of a sudden this thing stabilizes, then I'll be like, oh, hey, you know what? Maybe we actually have something here. But as of right now, the first three components of my market posture score are looking to be stable. Not better, not worse. Stable. Major market, I think, will be stable. I'm actually hopeful that we might get an uptick on sector rotation. I'm not hopeful about that on major market yet, but sector rotation with financials and some tech and some communication services, I think there's a something there. Let's go look at the VIX. Got to tell you though, you guys, I'm super glad. And this is what we said when we go look at the VIX. We said that just because it's a lower low, not a higher low, that doesn't trigger an automatic hedge like I sometimes, but that's why I put the alert out, because I wanted to emphasize that in a market like this especially, and it was less a hedge and more a speculation, right? I would imagine. And it's probably driving, if you only have a couple things, it's probably driving your profits right now. Obacaby. Let's go look at the VIX. All your profits driving all your profits. I still have this. This was an alert. I don't think anyone took this because it was a stock alert. We took it back here, and it just sort of like it hiccuped, and then it hiccuped, but it just kept on keeping on, and here it is. I took a little more off today. Sold for a small. Okay, you did. We hit this resistance today, and I took a little piece. I have one little piece left that I'm just gonna trail stop now. I'm gonna use the Heiken Ashi. I'm gonna have a stop right underneath here. 39. If anyone's in it, I'm gonna be around 39.60, 39.65. See what happens. But yeah, just sort of kept on. A little profit here. I'm just like, hey, it's a little trade that could. I think I can. And so, yeah, I'm going to carry a little more of that and see what happens. Started with a stumble. Yeah, it's like, whoop, whoop. Then it had the wobbles, but it just kept on walking. Okay, what were we looking at? The VIX. The VIX. Concerning today? Not really that concerning. If it's going to stall, we already drew this line, right? We already drew this little zonal area here and said that there's a good chance that's where it heads. Did I think it was going to get there in a day with a 2% move? No, but I mean, look, that's not what we're trying to prognosticate about. But like I said, if it stalls here and drops, certainly that's a lower high, and we recognize the strength of that. That's a great trade. Just like this would have been a great trade. You would have loved taking this trade right here. There's a potential for that here. Let's see if I can illustrate that. Oh, you see what I'm saying? Look at that. You would have loved that trade back there. That lower high trade. Just like if we get the lower high here, there's a good chance we'll love that. And I'm going to, if I get a lower high, I will definitely shut any hedge down at that point. I mean, at this point, I probably won't let the rest. I'll probably keep something on the rest of the hedge. But I want you guys to notice the strength of what that lower high VIX could mean for us. Very similar constructs, don't you think? I do. I think that. And you guys probably do too. You know, because we are best friends in the best friends club. Okay. Okay, let's delete this. Yeah. However, if we break and continue, then yeah, I'm looking for a retest of 550 and maybe even a drop to 540. So there you go. All right. So we looked at two, NI, SPY. That's the only thing I have left that we've done in here together. Let's go through our watch list and let's see if there's anything else that we think is interesting. My puppy grew 2.6 pounds from last Friday to this Friday. 2.6. That's the mark. That's amazing to me that something can grow like that. Anyways, what else? I'll keep you posted. I know you guys are super, super curious. Interestingly, she's tracking at the exact weight of my other dog, who's about 135 pounds now that he's full grown. Where's my watch list? I'm kind of stalling because I can't find my watch list. There it is. Maybe even 140. He's full of muscle. Pet food, you know what? The pet food's not bad. We go to Costco. We get a bag of dry and a couple bags of chicken thighs. They love the chicken thigh. I just cut up chicken thigh and mix it in the food, and they just go to heaven. I'd say one bag of dry, that's $40. It's like $70, $80 a month of, you know. It's not terrible. Apple. So as I said, I stopped thinking about Apple bearishly when we kind of filled all the way up into this range. My mouse is so choppy right now. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. When we got above this line here, that was it for me. Now my thought is, hey, look what the buyers have done. Oh my God, this is killing me, guys. I think I need to update my computer. If this does not pull back much further than here, then we have something. I think there's been a little bit of a shift, regardless of the fact that, you know, this market is, selling off today. There's things like this that make me actually look like it's pretty good. AbbVie. We wanted Abby to continue its strength back here. Now it reverted back. I don't know. I want to wait and see. It was quite a big knock it took right at the end, especially. AEE. Someone was asking about this. I think it was Bob Rowland. He's not here, but yeah, if you maybe could have caught the bounce on the 50, there maybe is that. Amazon. Ooh, Amazon. I'm gonna take a step back from what I said about consume. It would have to basically like step up into that, and then I could be like, yeah, okay, we still have something there. But that's not great that we gave it all back so quickly. Alibaba. Oh, I was looking at Alibaba yesterday, and I ended up not taking it because of today, right? I told you yesterday, if it had finished more strength, I might have done it, but it gave back at the end of the day, which told me it was uncertain going into today's report. I held off. I'm glad I did. Still valid for a hold at support, but we need to see it actually get some price momentum to confirm the stochastics momentum that you see down there at the bottom. Bank of America. Okay, there's a lot of things now. There are a lot of things now that we were saying it's a flag that we don't think that anymore. So if you're wondering, Scott, do you still think that's a flag? No. This can't possibly be a flag because look what it did. A flag's only going to last maybe this long. So it's not the length. That would still be valid. What's the problem? The problem was the depth. Could this still be just a normal consolidation? A normal like, hey, maybe you can see back here we had a breakout and a test right around this same level over here. So if it slows down and stabilizes and turns, do I have time to put a trade on before earnings and see if this thing... Yes, and I will look for that. Yes, 100%. I like that even still. Now, if it sells off down to this level here, it's pretty... Whoa, it's not what I want. It's pretty iffy, but we'll see what happens. Thoughts, questions, let me know. You're seeing a lot of that now. You're like, oh, it's looking great. It's looking bullish. Oh, not so much. Caterpillar all the way back to the old lows. So we were getting our hopes up, and then all of a sudden we're like, well. CIEN all the way back down. I gotta tell you guys, I was feeling a little bit like, hey, look what's coming, and then no, we didn't get it. CME still looks bullish. If we have a bull bounce into next week, that's certainly a leading candidate for me for putting on an alert there. Cisco turned over. Delta all the way back. Whatever hope we thought. Remember we said it has to be a smash and grab. Can't just be a smash. We can't just be like, oh, look, the buyers, they smashed in, and then what? And then we need them to grab it. They didn't. It's all the way back. All bets are off. All bets are off. DIA. Ooh. Yeah, you can see. Volume's getting there, actually, on the DIA. We might actually get there. It would be crazy if it accelerated into that. Here's Duke Energy. We had flagged that as a potential bull. We said you'll have to buy it bouncing with a red candle, but it certainly was a valid entry. I have no doubt you're frustrated Of course, you're frustrated with the market conditions because you know what conditions there can be. You know what conditions we want. You know what conditions we have. But how are you feeling? Are you feeling like, yeah, you know what? I'm fine. Yeah. Nobody loves traffic either, but it's part of the game. Second guessing entries. Okay. Okay, meaning you were going to take this Duke trade and then you did it. Love it. Understood. Understood. And maybe it's just simply prudence that is pushed into the equation by your posture. I accept that. If you go talk to someone who's trading a bunch right now, I absolutely guarantee you they're not happy that they're trading a lot right now. I promise you they're not. And if they are, invite them here to have a conversation. I would love to. Not like a chat. I'll be like, yeah, what do you, I mean, maybe they're day trading a lot and it's going well. I don't know. Otherwise, look, man, you know, it's a funny thing because in my mind, I legitimize traders based on conversations, not about good times and good trades, but bad times and bad trades. That's when I'm like, is this a trader or is this a bullshitter? Right? And you know, it's you know, recognizing conditions like these is like, this is how we're gonna get through it, and you'll blink, you'll be through it, and you'll be like, oh wow, it wasn't that bad. You know, we looked for some things, we tried to pull the trigger here or there. You got some good experience, took a knock maybe or two. Oh, it's perfect, it's great. I get it. Fast and all. Yeah, I mean, not a lot of volume on this one. FI still looks reasonable. Flex does not. You can see we gave it all back. We're right back in it. We haven't seen, I'm not looking to see like, oh, we're going to try to buy this low. I mean, I guess someone might be like, that's a support level. Okay, I guess. Not me. There's nothing there for me right now. Fox actually still looks pretty good. That's a new leader for me in the communication services space. They had a strong run up, and then they gave some back, a little correction there. But I think that that's still a bull flag. That still looks great for next week. Fox, CME still looks good. The ICE still looks good. It's out of character for this time of year, but day trade would be the way to go. Yeah, normally this time of year we're riding a nice spring bull run like last year, and then in May it chops around, and then we're like, yeah, maybe now I'll do some day trading. Now that it's chopping around sideways in the summer, we're kind of there a bit early. I agree with you. That's a fantastic observation. Vernova, that's still viable for me, right? You can see it holding on to this, still viable, all the way back to here. As a industrial leader, did anyone end up pulling the trigger on Gilead? Let me know. We looked at a few that were holding their 50s. Did anybody trade gold? You know, I told you that I'm not going to, which means it's wide open for other people to. If I would have traded it, it would have been, we'd be at 265 right now, but gold is my jinx. Precious metals even, I would say, is my jinx. Though I've done pretty good increasing, buying physical metals over the last few years. It started as like a Christmas present hobby for the kids, and they liked it. Anyway, you got GLD. Nice, Bob Walker. Well done. Oh, goodness. I didn't even see that. Earlier today, I saw it, and I was like, oh, I wonder if Google's going to hold support. I'm not wondering anymore. Goldman, oof. Yeah, a lot of these are giving it back a little too hard and fast. Hood holding up. I said yesterday I liked Robinhood better. If it stabilizes Monday and we think about it, I'm thinking Robinhood may be my horse for the financials, actually. Maybe one of the credit companies. Howmet looks good. That's a nice looking stock still right there. So a couple aerospaces look nice. GE Renova Industrial, Howmet Aerospace Industrial. Bitcoin dropping a little bit there. IBM, I said bearish yesterday. This is another one. I said if I'm going to do bear, I want something that's struggling, dropping. Did not put an alert out, but certainly discussed that one. ICE still looks bullish. IWM, not great. Can be. Coca-Cola and Kroger. Let's see. MasterCard. Yeah, it's just barely starting to drop. So, in addition to Robinhood, I'm going to probably put MasterCard and Visa as like leading candidates to still put a trade on in the financial sector. Meta, no. Fox looks good. Meta, Fox, like Fox the news channel looks good in the communication services, but Google and Meta look terrible. Excuse me for yawning. I need my afternoon coffee, my second afternoon coffee. 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, every day. Morgan, I'm going to say no there. Microsoft's giving it all back. Nothing there. Netflix giving it all back. Nope, still okay. I changed my mind. It's if it can hang on to this area here, I'm still okay with that one. Here's NiSource. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. I think I can. Has it been a phenomenal trade? It's like up $1 $1.15, $1.20 maybe. $1.20 on 38.80. It's not much of a percent return. 3%. I'll take it. I'll take it. NVIDIA. Palantir we were hopeful about. I don't know. It didn't have volume, so if it doesn't break below this like 83, 82.75 mark, right? This 80, yeah, right through this area here. I'm still a maybe. I'm still a maybe on Palantir. You know I want to trade it. I want it. Want it. QQQ, no. Oh, nasty. Nasty. Roblox looks good, actually. That one is not bad. A lot of selling going on. Not here. Reddit. No. Rocket Lab. No. RTX, not yet, but setting up. Just made a new high. All right, we started watching it back here. New high. What are we looking for? It could pull back all the way to here, where it meets up with its 50, around 130. But I'm looking for it. SE, I did not take. I'm glad I did not, because that was one, Miguel, that I like. You didn't take Duke Energy. I didn't take this one. And yesterday I'm like, oh, I should have. And today I'm like, oh, yeah, I don't know. I'm just going to live with my decision, as it were. Oh, look at us. Back to the lows, you guys. Back to the lows. Look at that. The buyers were like, maybe we're gonna take a stab at it. And the sellers are like, bop, bop, bop. We gave them a 1-2 with a side of fries, you know? I don't know what it is, but I actually feel okay. I feel all right. I got the right things on. I think I've got the right perspective. I think I've got some good potential setups in my radar. Who's with me? Who is with me? Someone said it earlier. They felt fine. Made money this week. Good. I think it was Kami said, ain't no thing. Why can't I see the comment? Someone put a comment in. Wow. Maybe not. Yeah, there you go. I mean, ain't no thing. Ain't no thing. Okay. Let me get back to the regular charts. My daughter is on the road. Ain't no thing. My daughter's on the road. She'll be home in a couple of hours. I'm very excited. I haven't seen her in a couple of weeks. I'm very excited. I'll see her for like an hour or two, and then she'll be off and out. But I will relish that hour. Toast. It's toast. TPR, no. I thought TPR might try. Something. I want you to notice that this is our part of our be water thought process. Yesterday we're like flags. You haven't heard me say it, although here's one. I'm not a big fan, but possibly still, right? Possibly still. It's getting a little too big even here. Can I still make the argument? Yeah, that's still flaggish if it were to break soon. There's not a lot of them left due to today's selling pressure. Taiwan Semiconductor. Oh, see? All the way down. New lows. Twilio almost back to the old lows. Visa. There's another maybe. So I like a couple things in financials still. I still think there was enough there for us to think something. There's our VIX. Do we call it spiking? It's definitely getting hit. Yeah. Walmart back at its lows, but it's not. That was one you can kind of see what's going on here. It's in this sort of a descending triangle pattern. I'm still oriented more down than up. If it breaks to the downside, there's a good chance that I think we're heading back towards like this. Maybe even lower than that still. Right? Kind of stuck. All right, let's look at the XLs. We'll look at the trading plan. I'll open it up. We may end a little early today. I don't have anything to put on. Not in this market, not on the weekend. Materials took a big hit today. Communication services down almost 3% today. Energy only 0.5%. So, what do we see here? Yeah, I see it too. Huh? Yeah, I think we'll be watching for some sort of a defensive-oriented trade coming out of XLE this week. Bull flag indeed, 100%. Kami, yes. Here's financials. So some of them did this. Some of them only did this. I'm focused on these. This is a composite that says, hey, there's still something in there. XLI. Industrials, pretty nasty today. Technology, real nasty today. So technology is not. Apple, yes. Everything else, no. Technology is not helping us with this recovery. Staples is trying to hang on. Utilities, maybe. Healthcare looks like it could be still viable. Consumer discretionary, no. Too much. It's all the way back down. Too much. Okay. Okay. That's all I had for this. Let's take a peek at the trading plan. You should have if it's your first pass, my advice to you would be watch the videos for the learning course. Go to the learning course section, get the videos up, watch those videos. Then just write maybe 3 sentences for each one of these. What time frame chart are you using? What are you looking for? What does it mean to you? That kind of a thing where you're like, I'm using a 3-year weekly chart. I'm looking to establish and define the angle of trend and blah blah. Right? Like it doesn't need to be so super descriptive. It just needs to be representative. Yeah. Okay, that's the first part. Then once you have the actual routines, you move on to establish what does your market posture score mean? How does the trading plan, the trading posture comport? What are the differences and the similarities between your trading posture and your market posture? Remember that your market posture, I don't know why I'm in the footer here all of a sudden. The market posture is all about the overarching conditions, whereas the trading posture is the day-to-day. Overall, I'm neutral. Yesterday, I was bearish, neutral to bearish, right? Hedged to bearish is what I was looking for. Okay. What else? Adjustments. These like adjustments, strategies, and tactics. If you hadn't seen it before over the last 6 weeks, you know why it's so important that as we see our score drop on the momentum, as the number deteriorates, we have mechanisms to help us figure out how we're going to live to trade another day when things get tough. So just finished the first pass. Love it, Kami. Thank you for sharing that. I hope it was fruitful. I tell people this a lot. I've literally instructed thousands of people to sit down and really work on a real trade, not a trading outline. Sometimes people show me, they're like, here's my trading plan. I'm like, that's an outline. Now, you're like, Scott, the name of your document is trading plan outline. Well, you have to have an outline to produce a legitimate plan. But I'm just saying, some people have like these little like, it's a page, a trading plan in a page. Would you trust a business plan in a page? I've seen business plans that are 30, 40 pages. You got to know it's defined. It's there. So no. Anyway. That's it. That's all I had. I'm going to give you back some time unless you have questions before we wrap up. Don't forget, as usual, we'll be meeting Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern for an hour. That one, we never end early. That one, if we end after an hour and 10 minutes, it's amazing. Anyways. Yeah, it's good weather here, although it got a little chilly and rainy, but it's still overall pretty good. I hope you guys have great weather where you are. I hope you have nice plans for the weekend. Let's keep in front of this thing. Let's feel good about it. Have a great weekend. As always, happy trading.
Recording stopped.